What's up everybody, it's JC with Mach 10 Studios. Today I want to take some time to show you how a basic edit can take a photo from looking like this to this. But first we're going to start by importing a brand new file to where we can start from scratch. So we're going to go up to Add Photos, we'll have a raw photo right here, Review for Import. I've already created a folder for this to keep this separate from my other pictures. So here we go, now we're going to add photo. So here's our starting point. One of the first things that I like to do is I like to hit auto just to see what Lightroom might throw at it, to see where they kind of give me a base point. And as you can tell, it's not bad, a little too much exposure, so we're going to bring the exposure down. So now we're going to bring our contrast up some more. I usually like to add a little bit more contrast than what they put in the auto just because it helps bring some depth to the photo. That looks, we're going to go with that for right now. Highlights really kind of bring out in some of the coloring. So I'm going to leave that kind of where it was. Let's just start from right there. Shadows, I'm actually pretty happy with the shadows that they set. Here is, if we added some more, it kind of punches through the photo. If we take away, it makes everything really dark. Because the sun was almost directly on top of us, we want to add a little bit to pull the shadows out to where you can actually see the details of the jet. White point, I'm fine with that right there. We don't want it to be too white because then it becomes overexposed. If we don't have enough, it looks real dark. So I think that's a good starting point. Black, we could probably add a little bit more to kind of give that jet just a little bit more of its true color. I don't mess with the color curve much. But we're going to go down here to temperature. We're going to try to make this just a little bit bluer. We're not going to go too crazy, just to kind of give the sky the right color. Tint, again, we're not going to really mess with that too much because if you start messing with it, it takes the colors to just a different place. Vibrance, we could probably make this just a touch more poppy to kind of help bring out the blue in the background. Saturation, same thing. We could probably give it just a little bit of saturation to help pull out some of that blue and get that blue a little bit deeper and richer. Color mixer, we could go in here and mess with color mixers, but we're not going to on this photo. Point color is a really cool tool that Lightroom currently has. You can grab this, select a color, and really kind of adjust that color specifically. But we're not going to do that. The only place I would consider doing that is on the actual jet, but then you start really messing with the true colors of the jet. So we're just not going to mess with that. So now we're going to mess with the texture. I want to bring out some of this vapor, especially right here, and help give this right here a little bit of definition. So we're going to take our texture up, and as you can see, you can kind of see that change. We'll give it a little zoom in to where you can actually see the change that's going on. So there we are with 0. Now we're going to take it up. It's just giving it a little bit of depth to it. So we're going to kind of kick that up to about right there. And then clarity, usually we don't mess with clarity too much. We're going to kick it up just a touch. Dehaze, I like to pull out just a touch on this kind of photo. Not much, because if you start pulling out too much dehaze, it does stuff like this where it really messes up your photo. So then the last thing we're going to do on this portion of the page is we're going to hit denoise, and we're just going to give this photo a little bit of, get rid of some of the dots, the pixelation that you get from just having a raw photo. It just smooths everything out really clean and makes just a nice smooth finish. So we're going to hit enhance on that. Depending on your laptop, or your desktop computer, this could take a while because it's a pretty in-depth process where it's doing it the whole photo. So the final thing that we're going to do, since this is just a basic, we're going to crop this thing down because we've got all this open space. Unfortunately, when you're shooting with a jet, it's really hard to get your quadrants right. You got to get them as you get it. So we're just going to take it down to where we get the jet to where it feels like it fits in that frame a little bit better. And that looks pretty good. So there you have it. We've went from this photo, which is really kind of dreary, dark, not have a whole lot of life to just doing this with just basic edits. This is no masking, no, having to go in and really do color grading on it. This is just simple, basic editing that almost anybody can do, because as you can tell, we really didn't do much from what the auto did. Lightroom's auto, I love it because it gives you just kind of a starting point. Sometimes it's way off base, but sometimes it's really close and you can just make subtle adjustments to get the photo looking how you want it to look and being a really nice photo now. So I hope this helps kind of take away the scariness of Lightroom, because it can be very scary to get in there and see all the things that you can mess with. This is a great way just to start out and do a very simple edit to make a photo look really good. So I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please hit the like and subscribe button. In the future, we'll do some more in-depth editing videos. But until then, I'm JC with Mach 10 Studios.